everybody. Welcome to the Boss Woman Network podcast, a space dedicated to amplifying the voices, journey, and the power of women entrepreneurs across industries. As we prepare to transition to CEOS in January 2026, we are honored to continue to spotlight the bold, brilliant, and resilient women shaping business through creativity, healing, and authenticity. Today's guest is Ms. Toni Hickman, a creative entrepreneur and the visionary behind Ika Enterprise. Alika. I'm going to say that part again. I'm going to edit. Okay. Today's guest is Toni Hickman, a creative entrepreneur and the visionary behind Ika Enterprise. Yes. Hey. So with a multifaceted background in books, music, and motivational storytelling, Toni has spent over a decade using her voice and art to inspire others. Through her brand, she unites her talent under one roof, creating a powerful space for expression, purpose, and transformation, y'all. So, can you introduce yourself? Welcome to the show. Share more about your journey and your creative as a creative entrepreneur.
And I love how you put that with creative entrepreneur because that's literally what I am. I do a little bit of everything, and I've done music for so long. I've been doing music since I was 12 years old. I got signed when I was 15 in Louisiana, and then eventually got signed with Suave House and did things there before I had my second brain aneurysm and first stroke that almost took me out.
Wow.
But also changed my life. And it has shifted me slowly but indefinitely into a more, I would say, healthier, even though I am partially paralyzed on my right side. It made me look at the value of loving myself from the inside out versus the outside in. And yeah, and I think loving ourselves is an ongoing journey. It's something that you can't just say you love yourself because it's a lot that goes into that. So
it is. You have some amazing strength. How were you able to just keep pushing through after going through that? How long did it even take you to get back going?
Well, when the first brain aneurysm happened, Suave House had moved me to Atlanta. And so we was going to start like Suave House South in Atlanta. And for a lot of reasons, that just changed. It never went through. And so I ended up as a solo artist, and it basically shifted me into independence. And that's how I had my first aneurysm. And so I didn't even know what an aneurysm was before then. I had never heard of it.
Was it just something that's all of a sudden, or?
Yeah, I was at my mom's house, and I had my son already, and my son went and told my mother, this is what she told me, that mommy is acting funny, and can you come see about her? He's young, very young. And so anyway, my mom came in, and she was like, I was just nonchalant. So anyway, my mom came in, and she was like, I was just nonchalant. Like really big. I'm not bragging on them because I'm not here to advertise them.
Right.
But I thought that I was like, okay, this is it. This is it. All right. And so I go to New Orleans to celebrate, and my boyfriend at the time, his mother made me some vegetarian rice. And so I'm eating the rice, and I'm just like, after that I started vomiting, and that was the symptoms of the first brain aneurysm. And so I started vomiting and I couldn't stop. And there's no way I'm thinking you're having another one. Like,
Right.
who does that,
Right.
And this one, I passed out. I was vomiting and then I passed out. I hit my head on the toilet vomiting.
Wow.
And they rushed me to the hospital. It had burst. It had literally burst. And most people die from that. Yeah. So they did, well, my mother was in Atlanta, and so they had to call her to get permission to give surgery to me because it was a life or death situation. And they did the surgery, they shaved all my hair off, and when I came to, I couldn't speak or walk. And they told my mom that it's most likely she will never speak or walk again, and you need to put her in the nursing home.
Wow.
And my mother was just like, if she gets her mind back,
She don't.
yeah, she just had so much faith in me. And so yeah, that was the beginning of it. But don't think that I didn't go through my challenges in the hospital, because music was my identity. My mobility was my identity.
Right.
And so moving from that to like what I am now has been a hard process. And I would say, because I need to answer your question, the best way I ended up getting through it was reaching for that love within versus without. Because there was no way, if I just went on my mobility and what I used to be versus like my bald head and growing my natural hair back. And
it's pretty, by the way.
Thank you. But that was a process. It was a process. Wow. Yeah, so it was a journey, but I think even now, it's just I reach back to that I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I'm going to let anything stop me. If I got my voice back, then I got my voice back for a reason. And that reason is now. I mean, I've won an Emmy with my voice. I've done everything. And so it's really honoring that part of myself. And I still work on it every day. Every day I'm working on me.
How many years has it been so far since this happened?
15.
15 years.
Yeah, 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to get back walking and talking and getting back going after that?
My voice came back, I think the second week I was in the hospital.
Oh, that's good. I know that was some
yeah, hope. Yeah. My voice came back, but it was very hoarse. Starts out like that. Yeah. And then gradually, and then I had something called aphasia, where aphasia is something that happens with stroke survivors and brain injury survivors, where they want to say words, but they don't come out right. And so I had, like, I can remember my mother, I wanted to tell her I wanted water, but she didn't understand me. And so I just kept on reaching for the ice because she couldn't understand me. So just situations like that. So that gradually went away. And then, but my understanding, my mental, even how to spell words, that took a process.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. I had 3 things happen up here because I never had high blood pressure. And so I know this show is not supposed to be just about this.
No,
but okay.
This is like your journey, baby. That's a part of it.
Oh, but yeah. And so the process of going back to understanding, my brain was scrambled 3 times. I never had high blood pressure. I never had none of that. And so the first brain aneurysm, the second brain aneurysm, and while I'm on the operating table, I had a stroke while they're in my head. So they had to hurry up and come out of my head or I was going to die.
Wow.
Yeah. So in that process, imagine how many channels my brain had to figure out how to reroute. I still deal with it.
That's amazing because your conversation is not slurred. It's nothing. You have your memory, and for you to go through an aneurysm that actually burst, because I've heard of aneurysms. My grandmother passed away from one that burst. So I've never heard of anybody surviving one. So that God definitely had a plan for you to still be here after. Have you heard of anybody surviving after one burst?
I have. I've heard, but it's very rare.
Wow.
It's very rare because mine didn't like burst completely. I would say more of a leak. I'm not gonna say burst. It was just a leak. It started leaking in my brain.
Okay.
Yeah, but it didn't burst. But I had blood in my brain.
Did they tell you what causes that for people that don't know anything about aneurysms and maybe dealing with some things and don't know, and something you said may trigger them to go get checked?
I have a sister now who has an aneurysm in her head now, and she's fine. She's very nervous about surgery. I will never tell somebody, go get surgery or don't go get it. That's not my place. But 1 out of every 50 people have an aneurysm in their head. So if that helps, I would say if you constantly have migraines, which I didn't, if you constantly have migraines, or even if you are feeling something slight in your head, I think it's very wise to get checked, because if you want to know, but also I think it's important, regardless of if you have one or if you don't, to take care of yourself. And I know you follow my journey. I'm very big on health. Health is very important to me because after I had the aneurysms, I was so concerned about, is this going to happen again? Because I didn't think a second one was going to happen. I didn't think a stroke was going to happen. Right. So is this going to happen to me again? Right. And so I found myself on the internet just like, well, how many times does it happen? What do I need? Yeah. And then I said, well, how can I take this anxiety away from me? And I dug so deep into health. And my mother was already like an herbalist in the church in New Orleans. And so that background has always been with me. But I went and got certified to be a holistic health practitioner. Oh, that's cool. I've done raw vegan for a year. I've done strictly liquids for about 8 months. Like, whoa. But that's just me being my own guinea pig. And I'm not suggesting anybody do that. So please don't listen like that. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we have to be our own doctor. Right. Like, we can listen to the white coats, but some of the white coats are even sick. And so at the end of the day, we have intuition built in us that is so strong. So if you know you are eating the chips that you're not supposed to eat, if you know you are eating the cookies that you're not supposed to eat, that discipline has to kick in, and you say, you know what? I'm going to control the flesh instead of the flesh controlling me.
That's a message. But we're going to take a quick break, everybody, and we're going to be right back. All right, everybody. Boss Women Network. I am Leilani. I don't even think I said my name. I got so excited about introducing Miss Toni Hickman here. We are back. We just heard a lot of her story. But now we're going to go into the journey of the business side. So tell us about all of your talents. How did it end up from where you were into bringing all these creativity things that you do together? Tell us about them one by one, what you do.
So the first thing, like I said, is health. I'm very passionate about health. And I went and got certified, and I started a business that it was called Lady Arlene, and I still do it to a degree, but I had some changes because my mother ended up taking a turn, so now she lives with me, and I take care of her, me and my son. So I slacked up on it a little bit because I still had to find my rhythm between being a caregiver and Toni. And so, and with music, and I know you know this more than anybody, with the music industry, I never considered myself a part of the music industry, especially after that happened to me, because and I don't want to be a part of it.
Trust me, that's why I kind of removed myself from it. I mean, I loved recording and doing songs in my own little world and bubble, but trying to work with the people and the mindsets and the way people think in that world, it just didn't. And I never fit in.
Yeah.
So I had to go ahead and back up and do something else.
Yeah. And you might be called back to it, but I said I'm gonna do it in my own way. You know, I just create. I create skits. I create hymns. You know, just I create, and so with that being said, I still do music, but I've been doing it since I was like 12 years old, and so I've gone through a shift, and I think I told you about that, where I had to figure out like what is my identity beyond music, because I've been known for like music and poetry and philosophy. That's all people have really taken from me. But I have so much more, and so yeah, after my mother moved in, I focused less on the health business because it was draining, and she was helping me at one point. And it wasn't something, I didn't want to just pack up packages and sell vitamins and herbs. Like that's no talent for me. That's just machine at that point. And so talking about health all day long, yes, but being a manufacturer, nah, that's just, I don't want to do that.
Makes sense.
So I kind of shifted into finding out who I am. And I wrote my books, I wrote my health books, but I had to dig into me, and I became an ordained minister, but I'm unorthodox. I still curse sometimes.
I'm pretty sure they all do.
Exactly. Okay. I still curse sometimes, and I say that in the truest sense of authenticity, because
just being real.
Yeah, but I am a very spiritually connected person, and I've always been that. And even if you listen to my music, you would know that. But with that, I dug into, I became an ordained minister, and then from that, I went into life coaching. And then through that, because I've always loved astrology, like I learned about the Dogon and how they would look in the sky and be able to tell what a child would be depending on the stars.
Really?
Yeah. And so I just really love the concept of astrology, and I started digging into that. I've studied Vedic astrology, tropical, but I found human design to be the thing. It's like the roadmap that people don't know. And if people knew about themselves and how they operate, and what needs to be aligned, it's so many things that it can tell you, and it can motivate you to become the best version of yourself. And when I learned about it, I was just like, oh my goodness. So I became a human design coach, and I really love it.
For people like me, because I have never heard of a human design coach, what does that really consist of?
So it's not astrology, but in order for me to do your chart, you need your time of birth, your and where you were born and all of that. And it tells you the type of person you are. It'll tell you why you operate the way you do.
Wow.
Literally, it'll tell you if you should wait to make decisions, or you have permission to just jump and do all the things. It can tell you if you were meant to do multiple things, or you do best when you focus on one thing. It to me, it answered so many questions. Like when I first did my chart, I came to tears because I've been on my own since I was 15, and I found, like, in my time, I have been a people pleaser. I've had that
Me too.
energy in me for so
Me
long.
too.
So you know the journey.
Yes.
But that also made me very empathic, because it made me understand why people operate the way they do.
That's the hard part of understanding that, because it can be
Yeah.
hurtful.
Especially when you find out, like, they might not be misusing me, but I'm misusing myself. I am putting myself in this predicament.
Yep.
So
I can see that.
yeah. And I found that out through my human design. I knew that I had the people pleaser issues. Okay. I knew that.
Being too nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And giving of myself
Yep.
too much, like too much, to the point of exhaustion and dehydration.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, and honestly, it took a long time. It's taken a long time to slowly come out of it. I think I'm at the end stages of it.
That's where I am.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if it happens with age, or it's a certain
It
point in
does.
life that we get to that
It
point.
does. And guess what tells you that? Human design.
Really?
There's a certain group of people in human design that don't really get the best of their wisdom until they get, like, close to 40 and 50. In the 40s and heading to the 50s.
Yep.
That's when they start getting the wisdom.
Oh,
So
that makes sense then.
we can get the wisdom very late in life, but when we get it, you can push gas and go. You know, and I'm finally getting ready to push gas, ready to believe in myself, ready to honor myself, and do what's necessary for Toni, you know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think we're on a similar path, because I was doing Boss Women Network. Boss Women Network is my baby, and it's always going to be my baby. It's the brand, but it's going in the background, because I started it. When I first started, it was with a group of women, but it was about helping other women and building together and coming together and this and that. But then I decided to rebrand to CEOS, which is CEOESS, which is a female CEO, which is what I represent as self. Which I will still help other women, but I'm helping
in
myself
the process
first.
Yes.
So that's
yes,
what it's about.
I love
now.
that. Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
So that's exactly. So I definitely understand where you're going with your journey.
Yeah.
So what's next? What is Ika Entertainment?
Ika Enterprise.
Ika Enterprise. So what's next? What is Ika Enterprise?
I'm still becoming. And again, and even with my human design chart, like, I have permission to become as many things as I want to be. I don't have to limit myself. I can do multiple things at once, as long as it aligns. Something like what you're doing with Boss Network. I'm sure I've seen you do the real estate. I've seen you do all of that.
Real estate.
So most likely you're a generator. That's just me jumping, but you're most likely, because we kind of tend to move and do different things and find and continue to find ourselves.
Yep.
So,
but what is a generator?
So a generator, even in what you see in life, like when the lights go out, what do you need? You need a generator to
keep you going.
So we're the energy. We're people, but you may not be. You may be a projector. I don't know. But generators are the people that a lot of people can get energy from. Which leads, I believe you might be, but they can get energy from you. They can get inspiration from you to be the person that they need to be. So yeah. So a generator, you generate energy. We're literally supposed to go to bed when we are done with everything, like wear ourselves out.
That is me. I will be up until 4 o'clock in the morning, okay, until my body says or my eyes start shutting down. Then that's when I'll fall asleep. But it won't happen until I'm done or my mind is done with whatever it is that it wants me to be doing or thinking or working on.
Right. I would say go when you get time. Look, you know your birth time?
It was I think it was 5:06 in the morning.
Okay. Well, when you get time, because there's free charts online. And so you can just go and look in a human design chart and read on your chart and see what you are, if you're a projector, because it's a couple of them.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna definitely look that up. Yeah. All right, hold on, y'all. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna be right back. So guess what, everybody? We are back. Boss Women Network. I am Leilani, and we're still sitting here with Miss Toni Hickman, y'all. I know we didn't get into Ika Enterprise, so tell us about Ika Enterprise.
Ika Enterprise. Ika is my middle name.
Okay.
And it means beautiful warrior. And so, but it is a bridge for everything that I do.
Okay.
That's everything that I do. It's just, it's the umbrella for everything that I do. And it's an enterprise. Yeah. Okay.
So, and all in all, are you still doing music?
I have my home studio and I still create. Like I just finished creating a chorus for something I'm doing with a friend. So yeah.
Oh, see, just music, human design, herbalist. What are some of the things?
And life coaching.
And life coaching. What are some of the things that do you put with as being an herbalist? Do you like make concoctions or tonics and things like that?
I can.
Tell me about something that you've created. Sour sop. I know a lot of people are doing this sour sop. All this.
I haven't done the sour sop. I've done more. I've done hair concoctions.
Okay.
I've done hair concoctions, but I've also done. It's just a way to cleanse the body, and I would say it's sarsaparilla root, marigold, and an herb called partiaco. And those sarsaparilla is it tastes like root beer. So it would be like the main one, and then the marigold. But the marigold is good for your skin. The sarsaparilla is good, like if you want to cleanse the blood, but it's also good for certain diseases and everything. And then the partiaco is also a cleanser, and it's good. But I'm big on, because I want to tell you this before you make this, and I'm doing a course on this right now, but I don't believe in mixing herbs with medicine. I don't, and you'll have a lot of herbalists that will tell you, just take this, just take this. And so I've seen it with my own eyes, how people can get off of medication thinking they can just shift. And it's not that easy, especially if you've been on medication for a long time. It's not that easy to shift. It's never that easy to shift. Your best bet, I promise, you don't really need herbs unless it's dire or you have gotten to the point where you just can't get it anymore. But your best bet is always fasting and eliminating the foods that you are eating that are causing the harm. You know, going on a strict 21-day diet of no sugar, no meat, no bread, no rice, anything sticky. Getting off of that. If you make that decision just with your food alone, you will see the difference in your blood pressure. You will see the difference in anything that you're doing if you just decide to take some foods out.
Oh, that's hard. The meat? You don't eat meat at all?
I was raised Seventh-day Adventist. Are you familiar with them?
I've heard of it. I don't know much about them though.
And I mean, me and my mother left that church, but the Seventh-day Adventist, and that's nothing. That's just people. That has nothing to do with the principles of the church. But Seventh-day Adventists, they don't believe in eating meat.
Okay.
Now they still have some things that they do, like they still believe in dairy. And I think at one point dairy may have been okay in America, but not now. They put so many chemicals in the chickens, and pretty much all the animals are injected with steroids. And beyond that, we live in a world now just think about this. When, even if you can think to old times, there is no way people were eating meat every day. They had to chase the animal down.
True.
Kill the animal. And even when they killed the animal, it was a respectable thing. Now these animals are dying in fear, and they are dying. They have disease in their body. They have pus in their body. And so when you decide to eat the meat, you're eating their fears. You're eating possibly you're definitely eating their injections. And then on top of that, you are eating, if they have pus or any disease in their body, you're eating it. And this is not to take away the damage that is being done even with the vegetables. I'm not discrediting that, but I would say this. Even if you eat meat, the overall diet that will be somewhat protecting, I would say, even, yeah, and you get high quality meat. Don't just buy the random meat on sale. Like, you literally have to get high quality meat and start learning about your foods. But the best diet is 80-20. And when I say 80-20, I mean 80% raw. So are you eating a salad? Are you eating fruit in its pure form, not smoothie or juice? Juices are good sometimes, and they can be good. Like, you can do juice fast, but you can't do it if you're dealing with certain issues. And on top of that, you can't do it and just rush sugar down. So it's a way that everything has to be done. And that's why you need consultation. That's why you need somebody to coach you through it. But I think it's important to understand your food first. Like, when you go to the store, are you buying it because it looks good, or are you buying it because it's going to be good to your body? Because every spoon and fork you decide to put in your mouth, you are either hurting yourself or helping yourself.
That's true. Is your son also?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No, but he is my child, and so he understands that everything I've said, he pretty much has his own rhythm. He's not super big on eating a lot, but he eats meat. He does all of that. He doesn't eat pork.
Oh, I don't eat pork.
Yeah, he doesn't eat pork, and he's kind of strict. But I it was forced on me through my mother. And so I wanted to make sure I always gave him choice instead of like forcing it.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, of course I did my thing until he had decision making time. But yeah, when he was like, okay, I want this, then okay.
So what does a meal look like for you?
Well, today so far I just had figs. Like, I had a lot of figs from yeah.
Wow.
From HEB, and some water. And when I go back, I may have a salad, but I don't know yet. Another thing that I can share is, and this is hard for people. It's hard for me sometimes, because food is our cigarette.
Yeah, it is.
I don't care what anybody says. We all have habits.
Yeah.
And food is the cigarette.
Yeah, it is.
But you are supposed to wait until you have a bowel movement before you put anything else in your mouth besides water.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you can drink coffee if it's black and unsweetened.
Yeah, I drink coffee just straight black.
Yeah.
With ice.
Okay. Well, that's good, but unsweetened.
Unsweetened.
Yeah. Well, that's still not bad. But I'm not a fan of coffee, but we'll be taking up all day. Okay. But the biggest thing you can do is have a bowel movement before you decide to put something in your mouth. Because if you still have food on your stomach and then you're putting something else on your stomach,
that's just packing on. It's a word, y'all.
yeah.
So before we get out of here, because I didn't even, I like it when I don't have to ask these questions.
Yeah, let's just
it's just
roll
a regular
with it.
conversation.
It is, yes, yes.
So, but before we get out of here, what kind of message would you like to give to the people, or women, or men? I don't know. Is your audience? Do you have like a certain audience that you cater to?
I have a little bit of both. I have people who follow me because they're inspired by the journey of surviving. I have people who follow me because of my music, and I have people who follow me for my philosophy. And I'm here for all of them.
All right. Well, what kind of message do you have for the people out there today that may be struggling? They may have some medical issues that they are going through, and they have aspirations to still want to do something, but then it's kind of making them depressed and don't know how to push forward. What kind of message you have?
What I have learned is that the best person that we have to rely on is ourselves, and trusting yourself and believing in yourself. It took a lot for me to come out of aneurysms and walking again, and walking with a limp and a partially paralyzed hand, and working on honoring that version of me, working on loving that version of me. And so I will say this: ask yourself, how are you loving yourself? How are you honoring yourself? And are you doing everything in your power to be the best version of yourself? And if you are not, trust your journey and your intuition to lead you more than any other human. That's my message.
That's a great message.
Yeah.
I love that. So for anybody that would like to get in contact with you for any of your services that you offer, how would they reach you?
You can contact me. I have to pull my phone out because I done forgot my number. But you can contact me. First of all, I'm on social media at The Real Toni Hickman. And my business number is 832-477-3161. I do 15-minute free consultations for health, and for everything that I do, for life coaching, guidance, everything. And I promise to just be as real with you as possible. And my journey isn't to say like I'm the one that helped you. My journey is to help you acknowledge that you are your own healer. So, yeah.
I love it. Well, all right, everybody. We're going to get on out of here. Thank you so much, Toni, for joining me today. I loved your story. I got to know a little bit more than I knew the first time.
Because we worked together briefly, but you never really just got to know me.
Yeah, so I knew a little bit, but not that deep. Yeah. So now I know the full, and I'm like, I admire your journey and your strength. I think it's amazing because, like I said, my grandma passed away from an aneurysm. It was like an accident in the hospital. They gave her some medication. She was sick, and then she was fine talking, and then the medicine they gave her caused her to have an aneurysm.
See, that's a whole other story. And that's why I say, trust your intuition more than the white coats, more than anybody. Tune into you.
Tune into you.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. Thank you for being a part of Boss Woman Network, which will soon be CEOS, Female CEO. And check out my automation services. CEOS Experience helps you automate your business, automate your services, automate everything in the background, so you kind of let go of a lot of those small tasks. So you can go to my website, LeilaniAnderson.com. You can also go to Boss Woman Network. It'll still be around. It'll just be CEOS, powered by Boss Woman Network. Boss Woman Network is the baby, but it's going to the back. CEOS is the front. So keep being bold, keep inspiring other women, and keep being you. And thank you. Until next time, bye.